motherPERCing morning, afternoon, and evening, everybody. That's perking spelled with PERC and not the latter. If you think we're gonna curse in this video, well, we're not, cause we're all underage. Well, half of us anyway. Anywho, welcome to the SySTEMatic PERCs Podcast, a place where four braindead STEM students pretend that talking about math and science aren't the most boring things on earth. Well, we're here to change that. Probably. I'll be your host for this and upcoming podcast. The name's Patrick, and I'll be joined with my co-host. Please introduce yourselves, boys.
Hi guys, my name is Ekaveer.
Hello, I'm Ravi.
Hello, I'm Ravi. I'm kidding. Hi guys, my name's Carlo.
And welcome to... Anywho, welcome back, guys. Well, this is, of course, our fourth recording now.
Yes,
Our fourth recording, because this is... We've taken so many takes now that it's, of course, is going to be the fourth one, and we're very tired, so that explains our mood for this one. So yeah,
Sunday
so for this first episode, yeah. So yeah, anywho, for this first episode, we're gonna be talking about the STEM experiences and how it goes for us and other students that are on our strand. So first things first is, some of you guys, the viewers, might not know what STEM stands for, and that would be systematic. No, that would be what does STEM stand for again, boys? Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. That's what it stands for. There you go. Finally remembered. So yeah, as the title or name is already self-explanatory, there's science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and this strand has been for 4 to 5 years now in the Philippines because it's newly implemented. So yeah, since it's very newly implemented 4 to 5 years ago, we're gonna be talking about it more in details, or about what we think about it. So we're gonna start with, of course, the first one, and it's a very original idea. So I don't know, is how difficult or how hard is the STEM strand? So what do you guys think of that particular idea, boys? Anyone?
Ako na siguro mauna.
Yes, Ekaveer.
Ako na mauna.
Let's start with Ekaveer.
Kasi may nabasa kasi akong article based dyan sa ganun. Based sa tanong na is STEM really that hard? Based kay Wyatt Dalton, parang sinasabi niya na sa STEM strand parang required dito na seryoso ka sa pag-aaral mo, kumbaga committed ka sa mga gagawin mo, kasi dapat pala bibigyan mo siya ng effort, kasi yun talaga yung kailangan sa pagiging STEM student kung gaano ka ka-interested sa strand na STEM, gano'n, kung paano ka magfo-focus sa mga gawain, saka paano mo kung paano mo pipigilan yung sarili mo na hindi ka dadating sa point na aantokin kapag nagdi-discuss, or parang hindi mo na natitake yung mga lessons na tinuturo ng teacher, ganun. Saka yung willingness mo na i-take yung challenge na, especially STEM nga, di ba? Parang madaming papagawa, tas more on computations or something, ganun. Kaya siguro kung feel mo mahirap yung STEM, wala ka ng mga parang willingness, ganun. Mahihirapan ka talaga.
Iba important words talaga. Iba talaga si Ekaveer talaga. Piloso Ekaveer talaga. Kailangan focus ka sa mga subjects, no? Parang pag naisip ko yung ganyan, pag nagpo-focus sa subject, parang Ekaveer.
Ako talaga yun Ako talaga yun.
Oo nga. Siguro, napakadali lang ang mga physics exam natin, no? Sobrang dali.
Madali lang.
Madali lang. Madali lang. In brackets. Madali lang.
Napakadali.
Kaya kahit ano pa, kahit 10 pa sa Friday. This Friday, 10 exam pa. Okay,
kaya.
So yeah, I also want to ask does it really affect your mental health and you're also how you live. Like, does it affect your daily life and your mental health?
STEM experience, no? Especially with the
Yes.
pandemic, parang ang dami talaga ng mga bagay-bagay. So, Ravi, ano sa tingin mo?
Kasi pinag-iisip ako yung sinabi ni Ekaveer nga. Nag-agree ako dun sa sinabi niya na kailangan mo ng willingness, saka kailangan mo yung parang kailangan mo mag-step up, ganun. Lalo na pag tinake mo is yung STEM strand. Kasi
Motivation
nga,
talaga.
about sa STEM strand kasi, andun naman na, naka-imply naman na science, technology, engineering, mathematics, yung mga parang isa sa mga grueling subjects talaga when it comes to learning. And siguro sa tanong ni Patrick kanina, pala yung sa STEM really that hard? Para sa akin, tama, mahirap talaga yung STEM. Pero kung i-compare mo siya sa ibang mga strand, hindi siya yung pinakamahirap. Kasi lahat naman ng strand equal eh. Tulad nga nung nakita ko dito sa isang parang sinabi nung isang graduate ng STEM student na we must all unite as one to abolish the mindset that there's one superior strand than the others. Meaning na lahat talaga ng strand may kanya-kanya silang difficulty, level of difficulty and specialty. Kaya di mo talaga masasabi na pinakamahirap yung STEM. Kasi dun sa part na yun, dun sa mindset natin na inisip natin yung pinakamahirap ang STEM strand, dun nagkakaroon na parang stigma na pagkakaroon ng strand discrimination na sinasabi nga na dahil STEM ka, matalino ka na agad. Pero ayun, sa mga susunod natin pag-usapan
Parang
very
different
nice,
topic pa ata.
mahirap yung STEM pero
Yeah.
Ikaw, what do you think, Patrick, dun sa dun sa binigay mong question, di ba?
Question?
On
Well,
the mental health.
on mental health. Well, since yung last ko nga rin question also falls on how difficult STEM strand is, well, I also agree sa sinabi ni Ekaveer at ni Ravi and ni Ravi, which is
Maybe Ravi.
depends on how someone says it. Either way, so yeah, as I said, it just depends on the situation of that person and how determined they are on their studies, because I've also, as I saw on an article like a couple of hours ago, I read it, but it was talking about the difficulty of senior high school on the strand by Rainer Fischel and Mark Clyde, if I recall. Yeah, it's right. Those are their names. So it talks about like how these students start to disconnect from society, and they're more focused on their priority for that strand, because it says that the STEM strand was difficult, so it's very hard for them to find the certain, for example, certain sites or certain what do you call that?
Information, research.
Yeah, information and all that kind. So it also affects their life. It disconnects them because it takes a lot of time for that for them to just do like one assignment, because it requires a lot of attention. So with that in mind, and with what Ekaveer and Ravi said, I stand with that point.
Yeah,
And what about you?
Yung dahil nga doon sa sinabi mo na parang nagiging less yung time niya ng isang STEM student sa pakikipag-socialize sa social life niya, dahil nga masyado siyang naapektuhan nung yung challenges ng sa STEM strand.
Add mo pa yung online
which
class.
is online class din. Which yung malaking factor nun is dahil nga meron tayong mga major subjects na tulad nga ng physics, chemistry, na dahil nga major siya, mga specialized, saka mahirap, masyado nating nalalaan yung oras natin doon, kaka-review, kaka-practice, ganyan. And siguro yun yung isang dahilan kung bakit nga dahil nga sobrang napaprioritize na natin siya, nakakalimutan na natin na kailangan i-prioritize din natin yung ibang subjects kasi equal lang naman silang mga importante. Iba-iba lang sila ng category. Alam ko na yun sa'yo, di ba, Carlo? Yung isang buong araw ka lang na
physics lang.
Kapag Wednesday, di ba, Wednesday kasi schedule namin for physics. After nun, magbibigay ng lesson, ganyan. Whole day na nun, whole Wednesday sa hapon, magre-review na lang ako kasi alam ko kagad na meron talagang quiz on Friday. Tapos the next day din, Thursday, buong araw din yun. After ng lessons, after nung first 2 lessons and homeroom, physics lang talaga kasi grabe nakakatakot kasi talaga parang ang hirap. Parang
matatakot ka talaga no?
Kaya nga Tapos kapag tapos mong mag-review, pag nandun na talaga yung test, yung exam, nakaano ka lang talaga, bablank ka lang. Parang ma-blackout ka lang first 2 minutes kasi babasahin mo muna tapos isip-isipin mo sobrang haba na napakahirap ng mga tanong. Kaya
doon nag-connect yung sinabi ni Patrick sa ganong mga sitwasyon.
Okay. Pwede doon sa okay. Doon sa sinabi kasi ni Ravi nga doon sa Strand Discrimination. So, i-put into context natin siya. Example. So, the way I see it, when I mostly surfed around the web, ganyan, scroll through social media. Especially nung parang first parts pa lang na ni-implement na to. Kasi kahit diba nung bata pa rin tayo, 2016, 2015, diba parang nagsa-social media naman na tayo. And I often saw a lot of people kind of already associating barriers or stereotypes on the strands na parang if STEM ka, kailangan lalaki ka. Or kapag ABM and HUMS ka, that's for women. Pero that's a different conversation altogether. Baka mamaya i-discuss natin siya. And that, even during the initial implementation ng bagong curriculum on top of replacing the BEC, there were already some glaring issues to be considered. Although they were mostly on politics, politics regarding the careers of college, the careers, yung college teachers, paano yung gagawin nila, and the dagdag gastos remark. 'Di ba? Kasi parang argument din 'yan, 'di ba? Parang bakit pa si senior high school, dagdag gastos lang 'yan. Kasi 'di ba dati pag 16 ka na, college ka na kagad.
College na.
And parang ibang rin din when we're going to compare, so I would like to focus itong point na sasabihin ko sa culture. And I read this article, this blog on this website by Trex Luquin on the politics today, that since the academic track mostly offered sa academic tracks na yan sa senior high school, para nagmamanifest daw this sort of superiority, so to speak, especially on this discussion on which strand is supposedly more superior ang STEM sa gatong strand. And well, I mean, 'di ba? When you talk about our experiences, parang merong mga ibang instances na sabihin, "Uy, STEM ka. You need to be ganto. You need to be ganyan." Kaya nga, 'di ba? You need to be ganito, you need to be ganito.
Paano naman ako?
you need to be focused on ganyan. Kailangan ready ka na kaagad. But in fact, it's not really the case. Especially now with our setting. And it mostly creates this notion that STEM is superior only on the basis of difficulty, complexity. When in fact this also applies to other strands. Sabi ni Ravi. Ravi na talaga tawag sa kanya. Pero counteracting dun sa point na sinasabi ko. It's not like I'm saying na yung STEM students or a specific group is responsible for this notion. Diba? Parang mga STEM students naman, hindi rin natin sila dapat sabihin na sila yung responsible na gumawa sila ng stigma na ganito. So, perhaps if we look at it more, on a holistic perspective. Holistic, grabe talaga. Na philosophy talaga. Kaya
philosophy ata natin.
The blame or reasoning behind these entirely relies on the culture. Diba? Kung napapansin. Yeah. Parang sa culture in the Philippines, parang the problem lies on the parang overly glorify natin yung math and the science disciplines. Especially now, with the pandemic, kasi nga, diba? Kasi science and math, medicine, ganyan. But mostly it comes to the point where we undermine other fields. Pero dapat equal naman sila. Yun nga, diba? But in fact, they should be equal. No, equal hindi pwedeng sabihin natin na ganun. Which hindi lang naga-apply to the strand of STEM, kailangan sa iba rin. And when we talk about culture sa atin, yung younger generation to pursue a career in medicine, engineering, or business, with parang in-embed sa atin na kapag nag-take ka ng STEM, mas financially secured ka or successful ka in the future, when it's not really the case. Diba? Ganun din naman. And doon nga. So kasi may napanood kasi ako talagang palabas in Dead Poet Society. So mostly, diba, familiar na kayo doon sa mga quotes na ganito. But parang sinabi ni John Keating na medicine, law, business, and engineering, these are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life, but poetry, beauty, romance, love, ganyan. These are what we stay alive for. So ganun, diba? Thank you for listening to my speech. I hope I hope they were influenced greatly. Ganun.
While you were speaking, na-imagine ko lang parang 11 and 12 grade sounds like Hogwarts.
Sounds like
Each
Hogwarts.
strand.
I know. Pag STEM ka,
like math, science, and chemistry. It's like high tier class.
Ravenclaw pala talaga. Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw kasi diba yung mga brainy daw sabi nila. Ganun talaga.
Parang sorting hat na.
Pero yung pinakamatalino si Hermione Granger. Yeah. So medyo nakakaano.
At napunta na po tayo sa fantasy.
Pwede na ma-relate yan yung sakto,
So diba example din yun, diba? Sa Hogwarts, Ravenclaw daw ang house ng matatalino. Pero yung pinakamatalino talaga si Hermione. Kaya hindi naman siya dun sa
Luna lang.
So para na si Ravi si Hermione kasi lagi na siya nakaklat sa atin or either si Carlo.
It's either, no?
Either both. Anywho. So while on the midst of that sa topic na yon, meron nga yung question na that STEM is really focused on computation, but is it really though? Is it because STEM, as one of you guys said, that all strands are the same. They're not difficult. So, what are your ideas on that one?
No, I think what we're trying to say that they're equally difficult. Parang mahirap naman yung hindi sila mahirap.
Equally difficult, equally easy. Depends on the situation, how determined. Yeah.
Wala namang mga strand na hindi mahirap, diba?
So, ang tanong is, kung focus ba talaga yung STEM sa computations?
Yes. At a certain point, yeah.
Pero bang time na Hindi.
Hindi, parang dito na kasi parang dito na din kasi pumapasok yung sa sinabi nyo kanina, yung sa time management, ganun.
Yeah.
Parang depende sa estudyante kung paano niya i-maneuver yung sarili niya sa buong school year or week.
Depende na lang din.
Kung paano niya pagtutuunan ng oras. Kunwari, sa physics nga, di ba, sabi mo? Kung tulad ko na hindi masyadong marunong, di madaling makagets ng topic. Parang doon talaga madadivert yung attention mo. Parang yun na yung kakain ng oras mo. Doon na parang pumapasok yung sabay-sabay na yung STEM is focus lang sa computations.
Okay. Pero ako, sige ako, may tanong ako. So let's say, yari ganun. Meron kang free time to explore any subject you want. Sa STEM, sa STEM. Besides dun sa mga computations. Sabihin natin, sa isang araw na yon, exclude mo yung physics, yung chem, Kanya-kanya. Ano yung subject na sa tingin mo, medyo interested ka?
Philosophical.
Philosophy na to. Hindi,
Philosophy
Hindi,
straight away.
sa literature, wala. Parang type ko lang talaga yung mga mga stories.
Kaya yung yung literature. Oh my God.
Teacher. Naku, lagot tayo dyan.
Kaya yung subject kasi, maganda yung subject. Ito naman. Agree ako.
Maganda.
Kaya Ekaveer.
Based sa yun nga.
Cut yan, cut.
Wala na masabi.
Kidding. Sige. Ikaw, Patrick. What do you think some of these subjects?
Like, if I had 24 hours to surf on any of the subject except for like physics and chemistry, other than that, yeah, as I said, because I'd rather go with philosophy, because I'm just a deep thinker. I like to think deep thoughts. Really. Wow, never knew. All right. So yeah, because as I said, I just like because I'm a loner. Since I'm in abroad, there's no one here to talk to, so I just talk to myself, or just think about deep thoughts, or just surf the internet, or whatever. So yeah, that's why I like philosophy. It makes me think about life, why I'm here, what I'm learning, why did I choose this strand, why are we doing this podcast? So yeah. Why am I? What am I doing here?
What am I doing here?
Everything falls. Yeah. That's why I'd rather choose philosophy.
Importante nga.
What about you, Ravi?
Bago ko sagutin yung question na yan.
Bakit pag kay Ravi, parang dalawa yung pronunciation ng pangalan niya palagi? Kasi yung kay Patrick na sa'yo, Ravi ay Ravi. Tapos ako naman, Ravi ay Ravi. Ravi. Palagi dalawa.
Baliktaran, no?
Sorry, Ravi. Ay, Ravi. Ano yun?
Sorry. Sorry, Ravi. I mean, Ravi.
Okay. Sanay na. Before I answer that question, dun sa sinabi ni Patrick nga yun, STEM really focus on computations ba? Sinabi mo, di ba?
Yeah.
Sabi ko naman, ang masabi ko lang dun is kung talagang focus lang sa computation, kung yung ang parang ang gusto ng mga ng department ng education saka yung gobyerno, nung ginawa nila yung K-12 curriculum, kung gusto talaga nila na naka-focus lang yung STEM sa computations, edi sana ginawa na lang nilang puro math and science subjects yung magiging subject natin ngayong grade 12 and grade 11, which is hindi naman naging ganun. Kasi nga, dahil gusto pa rin nila is parang i-implement pa rin is yung ma-explore natin yung mga ibang fields other than math and science. Kaya nga ngayon, meron tayong mga contemporary arts, meron tayong 21st century literature na hindi naman talaga for STEM. Isa rin yun sa dahilan kung bakit na hindi lang naman talaga about computations. Kaya gusto rin siguro nila na ma-explore natin yung mga ibang fields. And kung siguro dun sa talking about that, siguro sa akin ang subject na gusto ko is, other than the math and science inclined subjects, is yung arts talaga. Kasi when you talk about arts, pwede rin dun is medyo about din siya sa music. And ako kasi musician ako, and I really love music. And kapag talaga when it comes to talking about music, sobrang na-excite talaga ako. Yan. And sometimes ginagamit ko yung love and passion ko sa music para mas ganahan ako magsagot ng physics and chemistry. Kasi, syempre,
bigla transition tayo bigla doon. Gusto ko yung mga ganun. Bigla sige,
matik
sa sobrang hirap ng physics, mas makikinig na lang ako ng mga music, di ba? Edi, mas nakakalma ako pag nasagot. Ganun, di ba?
Ganun na to.
Yung sasama.
So, yung mga galawan mo rin. Parang noon parang paakyat ka na ron sa hindi safe zone, tapos bigla ka na lang bababa na gano'n. Ganun naman gusto ko sa'yo. Parang palandas ka na ng konti, doon na tayo sa no-no zone, tapos bigla ka na lang babalik na yun. Yung mga gusto ko. So yung, sige, ako, yung sa akin kasi, isa sa mga pinakagusto ko kasing mga bagay, ay yung, ito nga, parang arts, digital arts, kasi wala talaga akong, talaga talent dyan sa mga traditional arts. Ganyan, hawak ka ng pencil, ang gagawin ko dyan, di ba? Para tatasahan ko lang siya. Parang wala akong paggagamitan. So, digital arts, ganyan. Sometimes mahilig ako yung gumawa ng Photoshop, ganyan, editing, nakikita sa
Master editor.
Master editor. So,
mga di nakakalam.
Wait, teka. Wait, hold on. Saan ba tayo? Ano bang tinatalk natin? Sa STEM experience or sa passion natin?
Yeah. Kasi
explore.
parts din naman eh. We're just exploring our experience sa STEM. Yun nga. So, back to the topic nga na sinasabi ko. Mahilig ako dun nga sa mga editing and stuff like that. Kahit na sobrang hirap talaga, or it would take me parang a whole day para i-edit lang yung trailer. Napakahirap. Napakatagal ko pong ginawa yun. Just saying. Kaya kasi ang daming layers. Pero masaya siya kapag nakita siya sa whole. So, I guess, yung isa sa mga ipupursue. Yung mga gusto kong subjects besides dun sa mga computations and stuff is ito, empowerment technology. So, sir, baka naman. Joke lang, I'm kidding.
Sir, baka naman
I'm kidding. Yun lang, I guess. Depende rin sa ibang subject eh. Depende rin talaga. For example, sa mga literature, ganyan, I like reading, of course, and applying it sa ibang sa buhay ko. Ganyan. Pero it really just depends on the piece. Ganon. So, yun ang mga subjects natin. So, drop na natin ito. I'm kidding.
Hey guys, we're just gonna take a short break. We've got less than 2 minutes left on our recording. We're just recording on Zoom. We don't have that special privileges on continuing this recording, so yeah. We've only got less than 2 minutes. We're gonna transition from this point to the next one. It's gonna take a few seconds for you guys. It's gonna take a long time for us, so yeah. After this, hey guys, welcome back. Took a second for you guys, so yeah. We're gonna continue off where we left off. Since we've talked about what STEM is, if it's connected to, like, is it really more focused on computation and whatnot? So the next one is, I really want to ask is STEM really male dominated? Is it only males that are more? Is male like superior on the STEM strand rather than women being superior than it? What are you guys' thoughts on that scenario?
Kind of weird, if you think about it. Since we're all guys, tas ang pag-uusapan natin, is STEM really male dominated? Ganyan. Parang
yeah, we don't have any representatives of the women here on this channel, so yeah, we can't talk on their behalf.
Yeah, we can't talk on their behalf. Pero yeah, I guess that's a fair point. Pero if I can, go first on this part. And kasi kanina, we've been talking a lot about discrimination, strand discrimination and culture and how it's affected mostly by culture. And I think we can relate to this, system and in other strands, of course, as well. And on gender stereotypes, yun ganun nga. Diba? Kasi when we talk about male dominance, STEM majorly male dominated. It sort of speaks a kind of like stereotype when it comes to STEM, na parang kapag STEM lang, puro lalaki na. Which I actually found on a report done by the American Association of University Women, where they actually concurred that most people, I don't know who are the respondents on this part, but since it's the American Association, mostly I think they're Americans, but maybe we can relate it to our case. And they found that most people associate science and math fields with male and humanities and arts fields with females, according to research na examine nila. And what they mostly talked about is implicit bias, which is, very common, even among individuals who actively think that these stereotypes do not adhere to these stereotypes, they don't associate with them. But what they found is that this bias, this type of implicit bias, this thinking is not only affected by the individual's attitude, diba? Parang hindi lang ang males or other genders ang affected nito, and can also influence yung mga girls and women yan who would like to cultivate their own interests in math and science. And parang ang sinasabi nila na ang implicit bias na to hindi lang naapektuhan lahat ng tao. Ganun. And maybe in some cases ganyan, merong implicit bias or prejudice na ako sa lalaki or ako sa ibang gender, sa females, ganyan. And when we talk about how it influences women, parang kapag present yung gantong bias sa kanila, it destroys any possibility na i-pursue nila ang math and science in the future. Yun. And also additionally on this part, how we could combat this kinds of stereotypes on whether or not we should belong to these types of strands or these genders should belong to these strands, and it's mostly can be found on this book, Hidden Figures by Margot Lee Shetterly. It's a sort of movie. It was turned into a movie, and it's mostly about the experience of 3 women of color during their contributions to STEM. Parang hindi sila parang hindi sila kinredit, hindi sila ni-recognize sa kanilang works, pero yung contribution sila, yung siyang parang sabihin natin, yung siyang blueprint or yung nagpatakbo nung mismong operation ng NASA. And despite experiencing these discriminations, this racism, these prejudices dun sa 3 babae, sa 3 women of color, they still achieved success even if years after that hindi sila masyadong na-recognized, but now they are. So I guess in combating these stereotypes, I guess we, as far as I'm trying to say, baka kasi marami nagsasabi na kapag dinidiscriminate ka or pinibigyan ka ng mga prejudicial remarks, dapat matuto tayo na labanan yung ganito. When in fact, these types of discriminations or prejudices shouldn't exist in the first place. Diba? Parang, yes, parang hindi lang dapat tayo nag-i-imply ng responsibility to those affected. Parang dapat meron din tayong responsibility to us as how we should combat and apply against these types of thinkings. Yun lang ang 2 cents ko doon when we talk about fighting these stereotypes or how we should perceive yung mga ganitong bagay. So what do you guys think?
Kasi diba nga, yung sa ngayon is hindi naman talaga gender-based yung pamimili mo ng mga courses saka yung mga gusto mong mga fields at tulad nga sa pagkuha ng strand. Kaya hindi ko naman din masasabi na alam naman natin maraming ng mga doctors, maraming mga nurses, makikita natin is puro lalaki. But that doesn't mean na wala nang babae, di ba? It goes to show lang na parang sinasabi na parang may connected din to sa gender empowerment na sa ngayon is hindi na applied yung lalaki na lang lagi is yung nagdo-dominate, lagi na lang lalaki yung malakas sa mga ganito. Lahat naman tayo equal tulad nga sa pagdi-distribute ng mga strand, lahat ng strand equal. Tayo rin naman lahat equal. So lahat tayo may kanya-kanyang strength and weaknesses pagdating sa mga ganung bagay. And yun is yung in terms sa male domination, in terms sa kung gaano siya kung ano yung competency niya sa STEM strand, hindi sa population ng STEM strand. Sinasabi ko lang na pwede rin siya related din nga na siya sa gender empowerment. Ikaw, Ekaveer, nagsasabi.
Based sa parang nag-agree din ako sa'yo kasi 'di ba parang naging issue na din to dati na sinasabi na yung mga babae daw is hindi kaya yung ginagawa ng lalaki. Pero after lumabas ng issue na yun, doon naman naglabasan yung mga babae na ginagawa ng parang ginagawa ng hindi natin masabi na madali pero parang ginagawa pa din nila yung trabaho ng lalaki like for example yung pagiging welder sa yung mga OFW na babae na may nabalita na ganun actually sa pagkakatanda ko na sa ibang bansa may mga babaeng welder na Filipino so siya parang hindi naman talaga based sa pagiging lalaki yung dapat pa talagang kunin. Tama nga naman yung sinabi ni Ravi. So, yun lang.
Pero gusto ko rin marinig yung side ni Patrick eh. Parang, Gusto ko marinig bang say mo dun sa gender nga. About sa gender. No?
Well, I also do agree with what Carlo said. And there's also this study, this research that I saw, that I recall by the AAU. There are some statements that I disagree because they did the research from their point of view, and I disagree with some because it's different from my point of view. For example, that in their study, I think they said that STEM fields are often viewed as masculine, and that teachers and the parents and the older siblings of that individual child often underestimates their daughter or their student the math ability from preschool. But as how I see it, on our class we have girls that are how do you say it?
Okay, excel.
Yeah, that excel on STEM. And they also say that there are fewer role models that for girls, so they lose the inspiration to push on and do what they want to do in their life. And there's also the case of fewer role models of black women. But as how I see it, I also want to ask. I'm also curious. Are we colored people? I know it's out of blue, but
yes.
We are.
So yeah, as I said,
when we consider yung people of color, pa tayo dun.
Yes. Yeah. So as I said that in the AAU, they stated that there are few role models of black women in math and science, but as how I see it, there are more. It's not less, but more. So yeah, that's.
Hindi lang sila nare-recognize.
I agree with. Hindi lang sila nare-recognize because they're feminine, and since in the past, it's mostly male-dominated. So there are still people out there in the world that still thinks of this idea. They haven't changed it yet. So. Yeah, that's what I think about this question, and I also agree with what you guys just said.
Pero, sige, more on that part kasi nga sabi ni Patrick na hindi siya agree dun sa pagdating sa mga when it comes to role models, diba? Na parang hindi lang sila nare-recognize, kaya hindi sila nako-consider as role models. Diba yun nga yung point?
Yeah, they just turn their blind eye on like gifted girls.
Yeah, isn't that is exactly the point when you consider yun nga. Parang gender inclination when it comes to STEM. Diba? Parang hindi nga yun yung point, diba? Na dapat hindi nga natin ginaganto yung mga, parang hindi natin dapat hindi exclusive yung recognition natin sa STEM sa isang ethnic group lang, sa isang gender lang. Dapat na encompass niya yung maraming types of people na nag-express na naniniwala sa iba't ibang bagay. And when we're talking also, while we're talking about male dominance, I know male dominance sounds like a very aggressive term, but when you consider history, context of it, it is true that most of STEM fields dati are filled and dominated by men. So, yun lang. Those are kailangan iniisip ko rin. And now, di ba, we're in the 21st century. Ganyan, we're becoming more and more accepting to change, especially when it comes to self-expression. And when we consider this when we consider this now, we should also consider the representation of the LGBTQ plus community. Kasi when we talk about male dominance or gender, a specific gender dominance, parang at this point parang hindi na dapat natin ini-exclude yung LGBTQ. And to add more to this, there was actually a notable representative. Very recent lang siya. Graduate siya ng cum laude applied physics sa UPD. Their name was Rene Principe. Yan. And in their journey ganyan, in attaining this this accolade, graduating in UPD, they mostly talked about poverty, how poverty shouldn't be a hindrance to success. But that's another point that we could talk about in the next upcoming episodes. And another point that they actually presented on the concepts of being queer and also being a scientist, that it shouldn't be alien, parang hindi siya dapat weird when it comes to other people, when it comes to our culture, na kapag ikaw ay sabihin nating LGBTQ, hindi ka pwede maging scientist, di ba? Kasi in our culture mostly I see na when I speak about regarding our culture, I'm mostly talking about us, tayo lahat, holistic perspective and all. Na mostly we associate being part of the LGBTQ as mostly being part of entertainment. Diba? Parang kapag ikaw isang member ng LGBTQ, kailangan kailangan nakakatawa ka palagi, kailangan you're very outgoing, very happy, ganyan. But in fact, it doesn't apply to all people. It doesn't apply to ganito. And at that point, we're also presenting a stereotype. And
kasi
and
preference lang naman nila yung gender ay yung gusto nilang gender, pero tao pa rin naman nga sila.
Yes. We shouldn't impose these types of stereotypes in Pero I hope na we actually find a way to fight, to remove these types of stereotypes the way we see it. Ganyan. And mostly ito yung sinabi nga dito na yung let their victory be a symbol that the members of the LGBTQ community has always had something to contribute to the science community. Diba? So, parang very powerful words when it comes to against gender stereotypes and STEM. So yun lang. Yun lang talaga. Hindi ko lang matawa.
Medyo umaba tayo dun sa
Yeah. Kasi important.
Parang sobrang importante kasi na mapag-usapan.
Kasi malaking issue yan yung sa about nga sa gender, lalo na sa LGBTQ. Masyadong critical, sa crucial. Pinag-usapan.
Tagal na din
lalo na incline pa natin siya sa STEM na subject.
When it shouldn't be a problem at all.
Yeah.
Depende lang talaga sa tao.
Moving on that one, and there's also a question: is STEM really better on Manila schools? Like, is there a stigma on local or provincial schools when it comes to higher education?
Ayan. Ano naman gusto kong tanong?
Hindi was the question. I said if it's
Bardagola
STEM.
na kaagad eh. Away na, online away na kaagad. So nga, yan nga, di ba? Magka-college na tayo.
Yung question is STEM really better on Manila?
Magka-college na tayo. Di ba? I think most of us are applying on sa mga ganong college. Top 4, di ba? NCR, and then sa region. Paano pag hindi tayo pumasa? Yun lang. Paano pag wala tayong pinasahan dun sa mga in-applyan natin sa specific na lugar na yun? Give up na lang ba tayo?
Then we go to public colleges. Kapag hindi public colleges, then jobs. Hindi kung jobs, they stay at home.
Stay at home.
Actually,
Professional tambay.
Tapos,
May license.
Gusto sabihin sa Ravi, sige.
Actually, marami nga nagsabi na pagkatapos mo naman mag-senior high, pwede ka naman na talaga kumuha ng trabaho eh. Kasi nga, di ba, marami ka na rin na kuwang mga info sa knowledge dun sa 2 years ng specialized strand mo. And dahil dun, pwede ka na rin makakuha ng trabaho dahil nga, di ba, yung standard na age, parang 18 or 19 years
18.
old yata yung
18 to 19,
senior high school. Ayun, adult ka na agad. Yan.
Okay.
Parang din no? Parang pumapasok din yung sa internship para, ano ba tawag ron? Yung gagawin natin.
Immersion?
Ginagawa ng yun.
CV?
Parang
Like
ganun.
CV?
Yung sa immersion. Parang,
Pero sige.
counted na din siya as experience.
Sabagay. Pero sige nga, kuyari lang, gusto mo pa rin talaga mag-pursue ng higher education. Gusto mo mag-college talaga. Pero hindi ka, hypothetically, hindi ka pumasa sa top 4 na school sa NCR na gusto mo na in-applyan mo. Tapos nag-apply ka sa gantong school sa province na pumasa ka. Will you think lowly of it? Ganun ba? Dapat
siguro ako muna, no? Kasi ako yung medyo high yung percentage na hindi pumasay.
Hindi naman ganun yan. Ekaveer, grabe ka. Hindi.
Don't be so down.
Hindi, kasi parang hindi naman siguro ako matadown kasi nakadepende pa rin sa estudyante kung paano niya iti-take yung yung turo ng teacher sa sa province na yun or parang siguro hindi lang naman sa Manila magaganda yung schools, 'di ba? I mean, yung way ng pagtuturo madami ding schools na maraming magagaling na teachers na kaya kang turuan the same as sa Manila or even minsan mas better pa. So siguro hindi naman tawag rito. Hindi naman mas better talaga sa Manila schools. Parang pantay lang talaga sila, ganun.
Okay. So before we proceed further, disclaimer lang on this question. We're not trying to demean all those people na nakapasa sa ganito. Kasi pag nakapasa ka sa ganito university, sa top university in the Philippines, good for you. We're just trying to eliminate this type of thinking na kapag hindi ka pumasa tapos sa probinsya ka napasok sa provincial state university, hindi magiging maganda education mo. Diba?
Parang wala ka nang patutuan.
Parang hindi dapat nakabase sa isang region or sa isang lugar. Yon how we should motivate ourselves to study.
Yeah.
Yun lang. So kapag
sa akin.
Okay.
Sa akin kasi honestly, kung tatanungin niyo ako kung saan ako magka-college, ang first na ko talaga choice ko talaga is hindi talaga sa city and hindi talaga sa province. Gusto ko maging exchange student sa ibang bansa. And hindi yung reason na yon or exchange student sa ibang bansa or kung sa city. Yung sa city rin isang gusto. Pero hindi ibig sabihin nun parang dinedegrade ko na yung quality ng education dito sa mga universities sa provinces. Ang ibig sabihin lang kung bakit ko napili yun is may kinalaman yun sa experience na gusto kong makuha. gusto kong maka-explore ng bagong environment, lalo na ibang lugar na kasi yun dahil nga city na, ibang community. So sa akin, sa opinion ko, isa siguro sa mga nagiging dahilan kung bakit maraming mga countryside Filipinos na gustong mag-take ng course ng college sa university sa Manila, dahil nga gusto rin nila ma-experience yung advanced parang society, kasi nga city yun yun yung capital natin, Manila. So siguro isa yun sa mga factors sa tingin ko na gusto rin nilang ma-explore yung environment, pero wala kinalaman dun sa quality ng education na pinapakita ng isang university. Kasi tama nga sinabi niyo nila Ekaveer na ni Carlo na wala naman talaga sa school yun lahat naman ng school pare-pareho ng ini-implement na curriculum saka way of learning. Nakadepende na lang talaga sa mga teachers yung capability saka yung kakayahan ng teacher na magturo ng maayos sa mga estudyante nila. Yun lang yung sinabi ko, isang factor.
Kasi when you consider it, 'di ba? Sa top 20, top 10 ranking university. Sabihin natin for engineering o kaya sa specific subject na ito, specific course. Merong mga 'di ba? Maraming majority, di ba majority? There is some percentage na yung mga tao dito, yung mga ranking na yun, ay coming from provinces. Di ba? Hindi lang siya exclusive to Manila, yung mga top 10 universities, top 20 universities. Di ba? Hindi siya hindi siya for this specific region lang. Kasi nga
parang open for all.
Kasi in my opinion dito, the quality of education sa isang country dapat hindi siya exclusive lang sa isang lugar or sa isang region. Dapat, since you want to pursue education on a national scale, it should be available everywhere. 'Di ba? Parang yun lang. Kaya medyo hindi ko gets. I mean, yung notion na kapag hindi ako pumasa sa gantong university sa NCR kasi part siya ng top university, ay wala na akong kahantungan. Ganun. There will always be opportunities for you to pursue, and we shouldn't limit ourselves to whether or not we pass on a specific college or kahit kung saan tayo mag-pursue ng senior high. Diba? Kasi nag-o-offer nga, diba?
Option
Kaya nga, diba? Kasi ba nag-o-offer yung ibang schools sa Manila ng senior high? Diba? Tapos, comparing our situation, diba? Pandemic online classing and the recent implementation ng bagong curriculum K-12. Parang nakakaano rin, diba? Parang what should there be to compare when we're kind of like experiencing the same things? I guess iba siguro yung situation ko face to face, pero it depends na lang din. Sa tingin ko lang.
Well,
okay, ito Patrick, from your perspective, what do you think? Kahit hindi ka dito sa Manila, hindi ka pala dito sa Philippines na situation.
No, well, not yet, but next year, because in my situation for now, lahat nga ng mga college sa Pilipinas ina-applyin ko na, and I do have like certain colleges that I really want to enter, like a top 3 out of the rest of the colleges. Like if I was accepted on one of those 3 colleges, of course I choose it immediately. But if those 3 big colleges doesn't accept me, and yung sa mga iba naman na accept ako, syempre naman I'll feel down because I want to go into that college, but they did not accept. So I would just think that it would be fate. So yeah, I just choose the rest of the I just choose the rest of the colleges that accepted me. So I wouldn't say that that would be a big disadvantage, because yung sabi nga sa teacher nga rin yun, depends, maybe because in one of those colleges the bigger colleges might just turn a blind eye, but in one of those schools, there might be a gifted teacher that might be even better than the teachers that they have on that certain college, on bigger colleges. So ganun nga. That's how I see it, and that's I don't know what else to add. I'm just tired.
Yeah, I just
want to sleep,
This
man.
is our 4th recording. Pero to our viewers listening right now, if you reach the end of the video, we hope you appreciated all of our dada namin, mga insights namin, and I hope you like begin thinking, not arguing with yourself, because mahirap din kapag kaaway mo ang sarili mo.
Suntok yung masasalamin.
Sinuntok ang pader, sinuntok ang sarili.
No.
Antok jokes talaga to.
And just so you know all the views and opinions shared in this podcast are mostly, based on our experiences, so they might not apply to you, but they mostly apply to us. So interpret them however you want.
Yeah.
As Carlo said, is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the first episode. You can skip. You can just. I just forgot the words I'm about to say.
Listen along. You can listen along.
Either way, it's been a long day. Either way, if you don't want to miss out, if you don't want to miss out on any new episodes, you can make sure to follow and like our Facebook page. You can subscribe and hit the notification bell on our YouTube channel. It just takes 2 seconds. As well as visit our official Wix website to there's a mini autobiography about us if you want to know about that. So yeah, make sure to check your sources and vote wisely. Join us next time on This Date and That, because we post episodes whenever. So yeah, again, my name is Patrick. I'm the host. Even though I'm running on low power, I'm still the host. I'm doing this. So again, co-host, please introduce yourself for the last time on this one.
My name is Ekaveer.
Hi, my name is Carlo. I'm sorry, Ravi.
Oh God, there it is.
Wow. Okay.
There it is.
Okay, my name is Arkelio. My name is Carlo.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and we'll see you in the next episode.
We'll see you in the next episode. See you guys.